Hello everybody and welcome back to Screen Stars. I'm here today to bring you another classic film review, and today's classic film review is for the 1997 romantic comedy drama As Good As It Gets, a film that is directed by James L. Brooks and it stars Jack Nicholson, Helen Hunt, Greg Kinnear, Cuba Gooding Jr., Skeet Ulrich, Shirley Knight and Yeardley Smith. Now, this is one of my all-time favourite comedies, and I'm not really a fan of romantic comedies, generally speaking, to say the least. However, this is definitely one of my favourites. It's one that I watch quite regularly, certainly with my wife. It's one we enjoy watching together, and I just think the performances on display in this film are just incredible. And for those of you who don't know what this film is about, well, this film focuses on Jack Nicholson's character Melvin, who has been diagnosed with obsessive compulsive disorder. He's a writer, a novelist, a successful writer. He lives in a New York apartment building. He's got a gay neighbour who's an artist, so you can imagine how that goes. And he's probably the grumpiest man you would ever wish to meet, and it's hilarious, really. And he essentially goes to the same cafe every day to eat, mainly so that he can see the waitress there, Carol, played by Helen Hunt, who he essentially is secretly in love with, but he has no way of communicating that to her, because his way of communicating to anybody is questionable, to say the least. However, as the film develops, their relationship blossoms, as does his relationship with his gay neighbour, the artist, when he is robbed and assaulted and he has to look after his neighbour's dog. So as the film progresses, Jack Nicholson begins to slowly come out of his shell and become the person he really wants to be. So that's essentially what the film is about, but it doesn't really tell the whole story here, I don't think. I can't tell you how wonderful this film is. I mean, I'm not generally one of these who will gush over actors just because they've done great performances in the past, you know. I wouldn't necessarily say, oh, Robert De Niro's performance is Raging Bull is the best thing I've ever seen, or, you know, I enjoy actors and I don't care who it is. If they give up a good performance, I'll say it. But honestly, I think Jack Nicholson's performance in this film is right up there with the greatest acting performances I think I've ever seen. He is incredible in this film, and it's not just his performance as Melvin in regards to his eccentricities and his the comedy stylings of the character, which are all brilliant. It's the subtleties in this film, and it shows you why he is one of the greatest ever actors, Jack Nicholson. There's a scene in this film where he's in the restaurant, he's talking to Helen Hunt. She's trying to make small talk with him, have a conversation with him. He knows she's got a son who's poorly all the time, and he makes a flippant comment about her son potentially is going to die soon. And there's a gap, and then a split second when there's a realisation in his mind as to what he has just said and the horror that he projects in the few seconds following that, and then the shift from that to the horror that the mother, Helen Hunt, is right there and is about to confront him about it. It's some of the most incredible acting I think you'll ever see, and that's the kind of acting that I really appreciate. It's not the Al Pacino shouting and going over the top, and don't get me wrong, Al Pacino's an incredible actor, you know, and the really powerful shouty performances that people do and really, you know, owning the screen. Acting is not just about that. It's those subtle moments, those quiet moments. And Jack Nicholson does the whole range of acting in this film. He does the loud stuff, he does the over-the-top extremities, but it's the subtleties in this film that I think is something to behold. And I just, every time I watch it, especially that scene, it's just like a masterclass for me. Now, as you're aware, or you may not be aware, Jack Nicholson and Helen Hunt both won Oscars for their performances in this film, and I think they were both incredibly well deserved. Even though there was something like a 26-year age difference, the chemistry just worked. You felt like there was this real connection between these characters, and it's just a testament to how great they both are as actors. But it's not just that everybody works in this film. Greg Kinnear as Simon, the artist, he was nominated, I think, for Best Supporting Actor, very well deserved. Probably should have won, but I don't remember who did win that year. His performance is brilliant as this artist, tortured artist, who is, you could argue at the beginning of the film, bullied by Jack Nicholson, and then you see this friendship blossom between them, and the relationship, and this kind of love triangle between the dog. That at the beginning of the film, Jack Nicholson tries to shove down a garbage chute. That's how much he likes this dog. And then later on in the film, he's so connected to this dog. He's absolutely distraught beyond belief when he has to hand this dog back to Greg Kinnear when he's been looking after the dog, when Greg Kinnear has been assaulted and in the hospital. And that is, again, one of those subtle moments of that scene when he's told that he has to give the dog back soon. Is that moment, and again the acting from Nicholson, the subtleness of it, is just broken. He's a broken man when he's given this news that the dog has to go back. Incredible. I could literally go on all day talking about Jack Nicholson's performance in this film. I just think it's a masterclass, one of the best performances I've ever seen. So needless to say, I'm going to give this film a stone cold 10 out of 10. I think it is flawless. I think it's a masterpiece. I think it's got everything fans of film would want. It's got acting masterclasses across the board. It's funny, it's real, there's real chemistry and emotion in this film, and above all that, if you don't care about any of that, it'll just make you laugh, because it is absolutely hilarious too. So that is my classic film review for as good as it gets. Thoroughly fantastic film, and if it's a film you haven't seen, you definitely need to seek it out and watch it, because I guarantee you will never ever be disappointed by watching this film. So thank you very much for watching, everybody, and of course I'll be back for more reviews on Screen Stars very soon.